Hey everybody, this is Chelsea with Let's Talk. Today, let's break down comparative adjectives. Take a look at my friends here. We've got Andrew and Tom and Becky and Molly. So, Andrew and Tom, do you see anything different between those guys? What's different? Andrew is fat. Tom is thin. So, I can do two sentences. Andrew is fat. Tom is thin. But if I want to use one sentence to compare the two, I can say Andrew is fatter than Tom. Down here with Becky and Molly, what's the difference between Becky and Molly? Becky has long hair. Molly has short hair. In a comparative sentence, I can say Molly's hair is shorter than Becky's. So, in these sentences, fatter and shorter are comparative adjectives. We use them in sentences to compare two things. We'll always use the comparative adjective followed by than. Fatter than, shorter than. So, let's break down the spelling rules for these comparative adjectives. Alrighty, so look at the adjectives fat and big. Do you guys remember the vowels and the consonants? The vowels are A, E, I, O, U. The consonants are every other letter. So, for comparative forms, we care about the last three letters. We're looking for that CVC pattern. CVC is consonant, vowel, consonant. So here with fat and big, the end of the word is F, a consonant, A, a vowel, and T, another consonant, CVC. Same with big, consonant, vowel, consonant, CVC. So when we have a one-syllable adjective, fat, big, really short, we are going to take the last consonant and we're going to double it. So we add another one of the last consonant. Fatter, B-I-G-G-E-R. Double that final consonant. That is for one-syllable adjectives that end in CVC. We're going to double the consonant and add ER. All right? Next up, let's look at the adjectives short and cheap. Short and cheap are also one-syllable adjectives, but they don't end in CVC. Here we have vowel, consonant, consonant, and here we've got vowel, vowel, consonant. So there's no CVC. For one-syllable adjectives that don't end in CVC, we just add ER. So we have shorter and cheaper. Alright? So all one syllable, these ones end in CVC, these ones don't end in CVC. Okay, next step. Look at loose and large. These adjectives both end in E. All right, they end in E. When we have adjectives that end in E, we're just going to add an R. Looser. Larger. So we didn't need an E, we already had an E. So just the R. Looser and larger. Okay, moving on. Look at happy and dry. Happy is 2 syllables, dry, just 1 syllable, but they both end in Y. So for 1 or 2 syllable words that end in a Y, we are going to get rid of the Y and add IER. So for happy, no Y, IER, happier. Same for dry, no Y, just IER, drier. Okay, so 2-syllable adjectives that don't end in Y, and 3 or more syllable adjectives. These ones are next. So an adjective like suspenseful or exciting. These are both 3 syllables. Suspenseful, exciting. 3 syllables here. Now, for these adjectives, we're not going to use the ER ending. Instead, we'll use the word more before it and than after it. So we don't change the adjective. We add more. The horror movie is more suspenseful than the comedy. Or the opposite. I could say golf is less exciting than baseball. So no change to the adjective. We'll just use more or less in front of it. Okay, finally, we have a couple irregular adjectives. So, good, bad, many, or much, little, and fun. The comparative form of good is better. Bad is worse. Many or much, more. Little, less. And fun, we'll use that for more or less fun. Okay, so these are the things you need to know for the comparative form. But one last thing. Take a look here at Robert and Sarah. If we're talking about how tall they are, is Robert taller than Sarah? No. Is Sarah taller than Robert? Mm-mm. They're equal. They're the same. So, when we have two things that are equal, we don't use the comparative adjective. Instead, we'll say Robert is as tall as Sarah. Or Sarah is as tall as Robert. As, the adjective, and as tall as. Or Minnesota is as cold as Wisconsin. They're both very cold. Or the dress is as cheap as the shoes. Okay, that's everything for comparative today. Phew. So, down in the comments, let me know who is taller than you. I'm Chelsea, telling you again, it's not nerdy being wordy. Let's talk again soon.